When you think of Marvel's greatest animated series, names like Spectacular Spider-Man, Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes, and the X-Men cartoons probably come to mind. But what if I told you there was another series that deserved just as much attention? A show that dared to do something different but never got its time to shine? Marvel's first family, the Fantastic Four, has had a rocky history outside of comics. Between forgettable movies and studio rights drama, they've never quite hit the mainstream success of Marvel's other big names. But in the mid 2000s, they had an animated series that was bold, experimental, and honestly, kind of amazing. So, why did it fail? Was it ahead of its time? Or did Marvel just let it die? Let's dive into Fantastic Four World's Greatest Heroes and find out. And hey, if you love deep dives into forgotten superhero shows, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. Let's be real. Marvel's first family has had it rough in live action. The early 2000s movies? Fun, but far from perfect. The 2015 reboot? Yeah, let's not even talk about that.
Say that again?
But did you know their bad luck extends to animation too? Marvel's treatment of the Fantastic Four has been a roller coaster. During the years when Fox owned their film rights, Marvel seemed to downplay them in everything else, keeping them out of major animated projects while pushing other heroes forward. And Fox? They mostly sat on the franchise, occasionally dusting it off just to keep the rights. Meanwhile, in the comics, Marvel literally broke the team up, scattering them into solo adventures and big crossover events instead of giving them their own storylines. For a while, it felt like Marvel wanted us to forget the Fantastic Four even existed. But in 2006, against all odds, Fantastic Four World's Greatest Heroes hit TV screens. It had a fresh look, a solid creative team, and a unique approach to the characters. And yet, barely anyone watched it. So what happened? One of the first things that made Fantastic Four World's Greatest Heroes stand out was its bold art direction. Instead of going for a typical Western animation look, the show took inspiration from anime, giving characters sharp, exaggerated features and expressive movements. It was a fresh take, especially in 2006, when most superhero shows stuck to a more traditional comic book style. The character designs were sleek and modern, while still staying true to their comic book roots. Reed Richards had a more youthful appearance, but with his signature graying hair. Sue Storm was elegant yet strong. Johnny Storm was cocky and full of energy. And Ben Grimm's bulky, rocky frame was instantly recognizable. Even the villains had striking redesigns. Doctor Doom, for example, ditched his usual heavy armor for a long trench coat, giving him a more mysterious and aristocratic vibe. But the real game changer was the animation itself. The show blended 2D character animation with 3D rendered backgrounds, creating a sense of depth that was ahead of its time. This mix of styles made action sequences feel more dynamic, with the Fantastic Four's battles looking more cinematic than most cartoons of the era. Unfortunately, while this approach made the series visually stunning, it also contributed to its downfall. The combination of traditional animation and CGI wasn't cheap, and high production costs may have played a role in the show's early cancellation. Fantastic Four World's Greatest Heroes wasn't just about epic battles. It focused on the heart of the team, the family dynamics. The show beautifully captured the essence of what made the Fantastic Four so special, blending their superhero adventures with relatable moments of personal conflict. Reed Richards, the genius of the group, was deeply caring, but sometimes lost in his work. Sue Storm, the calm and logical voice, always kept the team grounded. Johnny Storm was the fiery, impulsive one, and Ben Grimm, the Thing, struggled with his rocky form but still showed his loyalty and love for the team. They also introduced a fresh take on Herbie, the team's AI assistant. Instead of the clunky robot from older versions, this Herbie was a sleek, floating AI with a quirky personality, helping Reed with his experiments while also providing comic relief. The show did a great job showing them argue, tease, and support one another, making them feel like a real family. Even with the constant chaos of being superheroes, their bonds were unbreakable. And that was what made the series so engaging. One of the highlights of World's Greatest Heroes was its ability to weave in characters from across the Marvel universe. The series didn't just focus on the Fantastic Four. It created a true sense of a shared superhero world. For example, Iron Man made a surprise appearance in one episode, while the Hulk had a memorable confrontation with the Thing. Perhaps one of the standout guest spots was when Peter Parker, aka Spider Man, appeared as the team's photographer, adding a fun dynamic to the show. In another notable episode, She Hulk temporarily replaced Ben Grimm after he lost his powers, joining the team to fight villains like Giganto. The moment when Ben regains his powers and bids She Hulk farewell is a touching reminder of the family bond that defines the Fantastic Four. These guest appearances not only boosted the series' excitement, but also connected it to the larger Marvel continuity, delighting fans with familiar faces. World's Greatest Heroes brought a wealth of villains and storylines that made the series stand out in the Marvel animated universe. The show stayed true to the iconic rogues gallery of the Fantastic Four, with memorable foes like Doctor Doom, Annihilus, and Ronan. Doom's design was one of the standout features, adopting a refined, aristocratic look with a long trench coat that hinted at his sophisticated yet sinister personality. His rivalry with Reed Richards was elevated in this series, showcasing their battle not just for power, but for pride, ambition, and superiority. The Skrulls, another classic threat, were humorously depicted, often making Earth-related blunders that added a lighthearted touch to their usual sinister role. The series also featured a thrilling episode with the villainous Puppet Master, whose powers and backstory were given new life with an eerie twist. In terms of storylines, the series expertly balanced self-contained episodes with multi-episode arcs. One such arc involved an alien invasion by the Skrulls, adding some much-needed continuity to the show. The series didn't shy away from deeper emotional moments, such as the Thing losing his powers and She-Hulk temporarily replacing him. Showing the team's bond was more than just superhero adventures. Despite its unique style and potential, Fantastic Four World's Greatest Heroes faced numerous challenges behind the scenes. One of the main hurdles came from the collaboration between Marvel Animation and the French studio Moonscoop. The two studios had different creative processes and work methods, which led to some friction during production. This misalignment, combined with a complex animation style that combined 2D characters with 3D backgrounds, resulted in production delays and inconsistent episode releases. These challenges were further compounded by budget constraints. The ambitious nature of the show, especially with its high-quality animation, put a strain on resources. The production costs were higher than expected, and some fans believe this contributed to the show's early cancellation. Episodes weren't released in a strict order, which added to the frustration for viewers. The show's final episodes aired in 2010, years after the first season's release, meaning it struggled to maintain a consistent audience. Despite these setbacks, the series built a loyal fan base and remains a hidden gem among Marvel's animated series. Unfortunately, Fantastic Four World's Greatest Heroes was canceled before it could explore key storylines and expand its potential. World's Greatest Heroes may not have had a long run, but it left a lasting impression on Marvel fans. Despite only airing for one season, this series offered a fresh and exciting take on the Fantastic Four, blending classic comic book charm with bold animation techniques and character-driven stories. It captured the essence of the team's dynamics, balancing their superhero exploits with their quirky family relationships. Although the show didn't gain the widespread attention it deserved, it remains a hidden gem in the world of Marvel animation. Many fans believe that this series didn't get the recognition it deserved due to its limited run and production challenges. With its unique art style, great character development, and memorable guest appearances, World's Greatest Heroes holds a special place in the hearts of those who appreciated it. It might be overlooked now, but it deserves a deeper appreciation for the way it reimagined Marvel's first family. And if you want more insights like this, don't forget to subscribe.